APEC Summit in San Francisco. Maricel Halili with the report.
President Bongbong Marcos's first day at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation was met with a protest. During the rally, protesters called to jump the APEC, saying the conference only benefits rich businessmen.
This is the people's money. Tax dollars are being spent to float the bill for these world leaders who are here to cut deals that make money for the rich and just drive everybody else into poverty. So we say no. Leaders should serve the people.
Despite this, the president pushed through attending the Philippine Economic Business Forum. During the event, Marcos Jr. invited American businessmen to invest in the Maharlika Investment Fund. This is the first time the president promoted the fund since the revision of its implementing rules and regulations.
It will serve as an additional source and mode of financing for priority projects of the government, including the infrastructure flagship. These projects offer high rates of return and significant socio-economic impact.
The National Economic Development Authority says the government has identified 80 projects that the MIF may invest in.
Paano ba pinili yung mga projects na pwedeng i-finance ng MIF?
Based on the expected rates of returns. Kasi yung dapat yung Maharlika, medyo mataas yung return para the objective is to grow the fund so that you can have more resources for investing in strategic industries. So yeah, so I think we have to basically mga urban-based projects like tollways.
Marcos also assured investors that the government is already addressing elevated prices of goods in the country.
We are committed to arresting inflation and maintaining overall price stability through supply-side interventions and demand-side management measures. This administration has put a favorable business environment at the center of our thrust to promote high-value investments.
Prior to the forum, President had already met with tech investors on the sidelines of the summit. During the meeting, he raised the Philippine readiness to embrace artificial intelligence. In fact, Marcos Jr. said the country has already adopted AI to increase businesses' productivity in the country and boost the economy. The president also graced the APEC CEO Summit, where he delivered an opening statement. Philippine ambassador to the U.S. Babe Romualdez says the president is set to meet with U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris and Peruvian President Dina Boluarte. The president is likewise scheduled to meet with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau tomorrow. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
Speaking of the Maharlika Investment Fund, MIC President and CEO says they're looking to deploy a portion of the fund's capital to invest in airports and power projects that will bring long-term profits. In a press conference, newly appointed President and CEO of the Maharlika Investment Corporation, Rafael Consing Jr., said the Sovereign Wealth Fund will not be investing in the stock market and instead will focus on building real assets. Consing identified 4 priority areas where the Sovereign Fund will be poured into, namely tourism, infrastructure, building agricultural urbanism, energy and information and communications technology. In particular, Consing said that the MIC is looking at investing in roads, bridges, and toll road projects. He added that the MIC also intends to raise more capital from foreign investors, sovereign wealth funds, and other pension funds through roadshows.
We will have to undertake those studies and see which of those would A, deliver the most immediate impact, B, the one that's immediately needed, and third, the one that's actually going to have the most impact in terms of socioeconomic development and generating hopefully commerce in those areas.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Jago Castro. Remittances from overseas Filipino workers saw a slow increase in September amid the economic slowdown in some host countries. Data from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas showed remittances increasing at a slower pace of 2.6% in September from 2.8% in August. Personal remittances, meanwhile, reached $3.2 billion in September. This is $81 million higher than the $3.1 billion recorded in the same period last year. China Bank Chief Economist Dominic Velasquez told the Philippine Star that remittances from other major sources such as Germany and Japan may have weakened as their economies stalled. But Velasquez said remittances may have also experienced a boost from the strong economic growth seen in the U.S., the main source of remittances. Here are other economic headlines we're keeping our eyes on. President Bongbong Marcos says the country needs more public-private partnerships to keep up with the ever-evolving digital landscape. In his speech during the Singapore FinTech Festival, the president reiterates Manila's commitment to fostering an environment to propel the momentum of digital transformation. Marcos Jr. delivered his keynote message via hologram from the U.S., the first state leader to do so in the world's largest FinTech festival. Prices of Noche Buena products have started to increase over a month before Christmas. These include products such as mayonnaise, cheese, fruit cocktail, as well as fiesta and chicken ham. The Trade Department is expected to release the suggested retail prices for Noche Buena items later this month. Transport Group Piston says it is not backing down on the 3-day transport strike, which will start on November 20. The group is expecting 1,000 drivers to participate in protest of the PUV modernization program. And those are the top business stories of the hour. I'm Jago Castro. Join us again at 2 p.m. We are One News. All sides, all the time.